Okay, today is January the 8th. This is the Planning Advisory Board meeting. We'll bring the meeting to order. I'll read a roll call. When you hear your name, you can use your hand or just say aye. Melanie Hartwig Davis. I know she's there. Okay, Lawrence Blevins. Ed Evans.
Aye.
Van Mason.
Aye.
Elizabeth Rossborg.
Aye.
And myself, Gus Kurtz. Not present is Dawn Stolfa. She is no longer a member of the board. We have a quorum. I would ask for a motion to approve the agenda.
A motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Motion's been made and second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any nays? Motion carries. A motion to approve the minutes. And before we do that, are there any changes to the minutes? No changes. I need a motion.
A motion to approve the minutes.
And second.
Motion's been made and second to approve the December 4th minutes. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? The motion is approved. Tonight's agenda is for Capital Improvement Program funding adjustment. Naomi from the Office of Budget will talk us through the request. We also have David Braun and Brian Ulrich present in the meeting to answer any questions. Naomi, the floor is yours.
Sure, thank you. Good evening. If I may share my screen, let's see. Okay, bear with me here. Okay, can everyone see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, good. It says Planning Advisory Board, not my email.
Yes, we're on the right
January
page.
8th. Good. It's been a long day. Okay. Good evening, Naomi McAllister, Office of Budget. I'm here to request recommendation on a piece of legislation regarding the fiscal year 25 capital budget and program. Specifically, this is related to two capital projects in the H class. The first one being H 587400, which is Forest Drive in Maryland 665, and H 5459 R&B project planning or roads and bridges project planning. This request is a funds transfer, and the bill would basically enable the county to invest funds to keep the I-97 improvement from being delayed by the state. As you know, I-97 is a major congestion choke point, as indicated on my documents that I provided you all, and it affects lots of residents every day. This funds transfer would have a zero fiscal impact on the FY25 capital budget and program because it is moving $400,000 of general county bonds from the Forest Drive, Maryland 665 capital project to the R&B project planning capital project. And with us this evening, as Gus mentioned, we do have Brian Ulrich from planning, or from the Office of Transportation, Planning Administrator, but we also have Sam Sneed, who's the Transportation Officer, along with David Braun from DPW to answer any questions you may have regarding this piece of legislation. Okay.
Silence is good.
I guess that is it. I don't see Gus anymore. Oh, there he is. Sorry.
There. Yep.
Okay, that concludes our presentation from the Office of Budget.
Okay. All right.
I move that we approve the funding transfer.
I second.
Okay, if everybody hear me, a motion's been made and second for approval of the funding transfer. It looks like project H587400 and project H545900. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any nays?
Aye.
Okay, motions has been approved. All right, Naomi, anything else?
That is it for this evening.
That was way too easy.
No,
I wish they were all like this, huh?
Right?
Oh.
All right,
Oh,
thanks
wait,
again.
Sorry, can I just ask a little bit more on that? Do we have an idea of the timing on this, of when all this is gonna start? And I'm curious as why Lawrence was a nay. You don't have to explain.
No, he said
But-
A, I.
No,
And I said
I was I was not
Oh,
a
okay,
nay.
okay,
Excuse
okay.
me if
Sorry.
that came through. And yeah, no, I'm fine, and I agree. If you want to go ahead and if those guys want to go kick out a timeline, that would also be fun to know. Thank you.
Okay, great. I'll turn it over to either Brian, Sam, or David to answer that question.
I can try to take a stab at this. So the 30% design was completed the end of last year, December, maybe November, at the end of last year, and the state had some funding issues. So they're getting ready to pause. Actually, they've paused before moving forward. The local match money is the part that the state money, they have the federal money that they can spend on that, but the local match is what they need to keep going. And as soon as we can reach an agreement with them and transfer the funds, then they can just pick right back up and keep going. And so we didn't want to wait because if you wait too long, then people get reassigned and it takes a while to get started back up. But the design would take another 2.5 years to be completed. They would start right away in acquisition and utility relocation during design. So once they reach a certain part of the design, they can go ahead and start acquiring right away. And that's their intent, is to keep it moving, to try to combine those two processes. So, but it would still be a good 3.5 years before construction began.
Thank you. I appreciate that clarification. So the reason why I asked this is because we on the Broad Neck Peninsula are about to have an open house on the expansion of Route 2. And there is a 30% completion on that project. And so I'm trying to figure out the difference of, are you 30% completed on this 97 project? And are you, so if you don't mind, Brian.
Yeah, no,
explaining that.
they're right. The PI preliminary investigation is that 30% milestone, and they're at a similar place. I don't know exactly when they hit each, but this meeting is the 30% meeting
Okay.
too. So they're in a similar place as far as hitting that milestone in the design process. Now 97, I think there's some bridge work and some other issues in coordination with Federal Highway, so that is going to take a little bit longer in the design process, but we can get you schedules for both.
Now, I just wanted on the record that for my area, District 5, we are not supporting the expansion of Route 2. We feel that 97 was built to relieve Route 2, and we do not support a third lane from 50 to 10. And I would appreciate that being on the record.
Understood.
Okay, well noted. Any other comments on this project that we talked about tonight? Naomi, I do have a question for you. I know in within a month, we're going to be going into budget. And I don't know if you can give us a preliminary kind of sneak peek and say, hey, this is going to be an easy one, or I have a feeling it's going to be maybe a little bit more difficult than it has in the past.
Well, actually, the administration did a little legwork this time around and put out a memo basically letting departments know that, as you know, we've had a glutton of projects come through like last year, this year, and next year, and to try and be a little more strategic in any new capital project requests. And that has really been realized, and you'll see it when I present it to you in February. So that's great. So we're positioned better than usual. So I don't want to jinx myself here, but I feel like we're positioned a little better because the legwork has been done before this point. So they did a lot of sharpening their pencils, as they like to say, before we got to this phase. So I think you'll really see that in February. So yeah, I think we're positioned pretty well.
Okay, that's wonderful. Very good news. Is there any other board members with any questions or comments?
No.
With that, I think we're going to wrap it up. Jesse, can you or Michael give us any information on anything new that we have coming our way within the next month?
Nothing new. I was just going to cover the few things that we've already mentioned, that Dawn is no longer in her position. We thank her a lot for her time on the board. She was a wonderful member. Now, you're just free to have 3 of you join her and it won't be a quorum. And the other thing I was going to brief you guys on was the budget. We've already mentioned it a few times, but just one more time so you can hear it, get it, and make sure it's perfect in your calendars. February 14th will be going from about 8:30 to about 2:30 virtually. February 21st will be going from about 8:30 to about 4 p.m. virtually. And I anticipate that on February 28th will be in person, going from about 9 a.m. to about 2 p.m. And that's all from us.
Okay, very good. Michael, anything from your end?
That's all.
Everything's good? All right, how about a motion to adjourn?
I motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, a motion's been made and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? Okay, this meeting's adjourned. Good evening, everyone.
Good
Good
evening.
evening.
Thank you for your time.
2025, that's the shortest ever.